Right now, the dog at your feet is smelling things you can't even imagine. A nose so powerful, it can find a person buried under rubble, catch a cancer a scan would miss, even smell a storm coming hours away. So, how does it actually work? Your dog's nose isn't just a little better than yours. It's not even in the same universe. You have about 5 million scent receptors lining your nose. Your dog has up to 300 million. That's 60 times more. If your sense of smell were a single piano note, your dog hears the entire orchestra. And it's not just the nose. About a third of your dog's brain is devoted to analyzing smell. For us, it's a tiny fraction. Your dog doesn't just smell the world, they see it in scent. Here's something wild. Each of your dog's nostrils smells separately. They smell in stereo, which means they can tell which direction a scent is coming from just by sniffing. And while they sniff, special slits on the sides of their nose pump air out, so a fresh sample rushes in. A dog can sniff up to 300 times in a single minute. That damp nose you boop? The moisture actually traps scent molecules out of the air, making every sniff sharper. Your dog can even smell how you feel. When you're scared or stressed, your body releases chemicals in your breath and sweat. And studies show your dog can smell that change, and it shifts how they act around you. In a way, your dog isn't just smelling the world. They're building a three-dimensional map of it, layered in scents we can't even imagine. They can even smell a storm coming. A drop in pressure and a whiff of ozone in the air, hours before the first cloud. It's why your dog sometimes hides long before you ever hear the thunder. They can detect some odors at 1 part per trillion. That's a single drop of liquid in 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools. They can even smell time. A scent fades hour by hour, so a dog can tell how long ago you left the house, just by how faint your trail has become. So when your dog stops to sniff the same lamppost for the 100th time, they're not being stubborn, they're reading the morning news. And this is an ancient partnership. For centuries, we've leaned on that nose. The bloodhound's tracking is so reliable that in many places the trail it follows can be used as evidence in a court of law. A bloodhound can pick up a trail that is days old, lock onto one single person, and follow them for miles, refusing to be thrown off. 2 centuries ago, high in the snowy passes of the Alps, a Saint Bernard named Barry is said to have rescued around 40 freezing travelers, digging them out of the snow and keeping them warm until help arrived. That instinct never left them. So when disaster strikes today, we don't send in machines first, we send in dogs. Meet Trakr, a German shepherd and former police dog who had already sniffed out over $1 million in stolen goods. When the towers fell, his handler drove 14 hours through the night to reach ground zero. In the early hours of the morning, Trakr locked onto a scent and led rescuers to Janelle Guzman. She had been trapped for 26 hours. She was the last survivor pulled alive from the rubble. Trakr collapsed afterward from smoke and exhaustion, but he wasn't alone out there. Around 300 dogs combed those sites for the living and the lost. One of them, a golden retriever named Riley, was carried in a basket across a 60-foot canyon of wreckage in a photo that was seen around the world. Another, a handler's dog named Brittany, worked the pile for 10 straight days. She would go on to become the very last surviving search dog of 9/11, passing away at the age of 16. Not every dog came home. A bomb detection dog named Sirius was lost when the towers fell. To this day, he is honored as one of the heroes of that morning. Why does it work so well? Because you are constantly shedding. About 40,000 skin cells every single minute, each one carrying your own unique scent signature, like a flare for a trained nose. It's why a single avalanche dog can search an area in minutes that would take 20 human rescuers hours, smelling a person buried under meters of snow. That same nose doesn't just find people. It saves entire units of them on the battlefield. Meet Lucca, a United States Marine Corps dog who spent 6 years sniffing out hidden bombs and buried explosives across war zones. Over roughly 400 separate missions, Lucca's nose protected the troops walking behind her. And in all that time, not a single one of her Marines was killed by an explosive she was searching for. On her final mission, an explosion took one of her legs. Lucca survived, retired a hero, and was awarded the Dickin Medal, the highest honor an animal can receive for bravery. All over the world, detection dogs like her find what metal detectors and machines simply cannot. Their reward for saving a life? A favorite squeaky toy. But here is where a dog's nose goes from impressive to almost unbelievable. That same sense of smell can detect disease, Inside the human body, 3 Labradors, named Mars, Moon, and Pluto, were trained to sniff breath samples and flag 4 different types of cancer, with around 94% accuracy. Trainers like Dina Zafaris have spent decades teaching dogs to catch cancer early, from a single breath, sometimes long before a scanner ever could. And it isn't only cancer. Diabetic alert dogs can smell a dangerous blood sugar crash before a glucose meter even catches it. Seizure dogs can sense one coming, minutes ahead of time. During the pandemic, dogs at airports were trained to sniff out COVID from a tiny sweat sample in seconds, often as accurately as a lab test. Some dogs guard children with life-threatening allergies, sniffing every meal and every room for a single trace of peanut that could send them to the hospital. And for people living with anxiety or PTSD, a dog can sense a panic attack building and step in to help before it even fully arrives. And the frontier keeps expanding. Researchers are now training dogs to detect Parkinson's disease from a simple skin swab, potentially years before the first symptoms ever appear. Your dog might be running a quiet little medical scan on you every single day, and you would never even know it. And we have started pointing that incredible nose at the entire planet. Since the 1990s, scientists have trained dogs to track endangered wildlife, not by sight, but by finding their droppings across miles of wilderness. Their unlikely star was Tucker, a rescued black Labrador who was actually terrified of water. Yet he became the best in the world at one very strange job, finding orca scat floating on the open ocean. From a leaning boat, Tucker could pick up the scent from up to a nautical mile away and guide researchers straight to a sample before it sank. From that single sample, scientists can read a whale's diet, its stress levels, even whether it's pregnant. And one well-trained dog can learn to find the scent of up to 18 different species. Once you know what that nose can do, you start finding it everywhere. There's a breed in Italy, the Legato Romagnolo, prized for one rare talent. Sniffing out truffles, worth thousands of dollars a pound, hidden underground. There are dogs that detect bed bugs in hotels, dogs that find smuggled electronics, even dogs that sniff out invasive species before they take over an ecosystem. So, the next time your dog plants their nose in the grass and absolutely refuses to budge, remember what that nose is truly capable of. It has found survivors in rubble. It has shielded soldiers from hidden bombs. It has caught cancers that doctors missed and tracked endangered whales across the open sea. Your best friend is walking around with a genuine superpower, and most of the time, they're just using it to figure out exactly what you had for lunch. If you love this, subscribe. Every week, I dig into the science and the stories behind our dogs. This channel is built around Normie, my service dog who inspired everything we do. So hit subscribe, give your pup a sniff break today, and I'll see you in the next one.